I've been experimenting with the way to engrave the Algis rune into the soul, because that is how you can use runes. They align with chakras, and they form configurations or constellations within the soul body. So one way to do the constellation for the Algis rune is you first start with, I use black energy, and this was all supported by my trials and error and communication with my guides. I use black energy, but you can use a different color if you wish to try it out. I start with the heart chakra, and I breathe black energy into the heart chakra and vibrate ah. And then I bring the stream of black light down to the base chakra. And keep in mind that these chakras have a shape to them. I'll put them up on the screen. When the black light reaches the base chakra, I vibrate and then I bring it up to the throat chakra and vibrate and then bring it up to the crown chakra and vibrate E, and then bring it down to the throat chakra and still continue vibrating E while it goes down to the throat chakra, up left to the left temple chakra, back down to the throat chakra, then up right to the right temple chakra. When it reaches the right temple chakra, vibrates. The delta brackets around the heart chakra should be white at all times because it helps with energy transmission to and from the heart chakra. The number for Algis is 15, so you can do the engravement exercise 15 times and then do your affirmation. You can think about it like how a light bulb works. It brings in energy from a current, and then the current charges the filament, and the filament heats up and it radiates light, and that lights up the light bulb. The light bulb itself is kind of like your light body. And then the light outside of the light bulb is kind of like your aura. The difference here is that we have a lot more control over the light that we produce. We can pull the light in, we can change the color, we can change the direction, we can change the frequency that it's on and then have it kind of come back down to a lower frequency at a later time in a different space. This is how a lot of magic happens. It happens with the aura, unless it's happening inside of your body. Your light body is going to generate the energy, but still you can go inside of your light body, kind of like back-end programming or re-engineering the inside of a machine. You can just do that if you need to like work on, I guess that's what people call shadow work, but that's more psychological. But this is more like working with the inside of your soul's machine. These turning wheels, these chakras and electrical channels, that's all kind of machine-like. You're generating energy like a machine. So you go in and then you like kind of make repairs, make some changes, and you evolve that way. It's evolution at a very expansive level. But at the same time, you can go into something else and make changes. And that's kind of like healing someone's chakra system, balancing their chakras, giving them the energy that they need. Other than that, the aura is used in magic. When you want to affect something else, it comes out of you and basically becomes your aura, and then it can detach from you. Basically, it's still like connected in a very subtle way, but for the most part, it's like when you are using a remote control to operate something, it's like its own object. And the way it can kind of have its own autonomy is it's programmed. And then it is a bit more complicated than that still because it's a life force energy. So it can make its own choices if it has the ability to make its own choices. The other ways you can use the light that you produce, which is power, is you can charge an object to create an amulet. You will the light into the object and then you program the energy, and then it will be anchored into that object. Another thing is you can use the energy from an object. So you don't need to always generate your own energy. You can use it, you can take energy from external sources, like a star or a crystal that you charged a while ago to store energy in. But energy can be stored in almost anything. You can store protection energy into the walls of your room. In my experience, I was able to do this and use it in the astral plane because that's where a lot of psychic attacks happen. And you can say they are astral attacks, but what is it going to be called other than a psychic attack or an astral attack if it's non-physical? If it were physical, then it would be a physical thing. But these things, they happen in the astral because it goes completely undetected. And it is a way that things can kind of drain life force from someone. And the magic that other people do kind of goes through the astral to make effects that are only seen after it already reaches the body, like the physical body. So a lot of protection is important to be established in that astral field. It's best to just establish it in your own body, your own light body. But when you put it into a physical object that is external, you are putting it in the light body of that object. It basically generates energy in the astral. It will be projected there. When you astral project, you can still see a lot of things that you see when you're physically awake. So when putting the energy into the walls of your room and programming it to protect you, you can kind of just, while astral projecting, you can take the energy out and it will basically tell you, you'll just know what to do with it. And then you'll use it to protect yourself. That is one way that it can happen. Sometimes it happens just automatically preventing something from entering your room. And again, when you're aware in the astral plane, you can see it happen in front of you. One affirmation that you can use to program the energy that you produce to protect you is, I am at all times protected in every way, now in a positive way for me. You can say this after you engrave the energy into your soul. Or you can say it after breathing in energy into your light body or into your aura, and you'll be programming the energy that you just breathed in. When you use this affirmation with the engravement exercise for 40 days without missing a day or catching up on the day that you missed by doing it twice after the day that you missed, you will stabilize the protection, making it last longer because it's very fortified. And it becomes soul muscle memory, so it'll be easier to rebuild with less effort.